Once the helicopter lifted off, then as per protocol, Major Ramirez communicated directly with JIOC, who were the ones spearheading the mission. At 4:18 a.m., Major Ramirez messaged JIOC and says, "We're here." A series of messages are then exchanged between Major Ramirez and JIOC, which I cannot reveal for the purposes of national security and the security of future operations. The families of the deceased and the public may not like that, but I plead to you to accept that. I have to strike a balance with what the public wants to know and what is classified. There is a limit as to what the public can know for the safety of our remaining security officers who sacrifice more than most of us can possibly imagine, much less stomach. Major Ramirez messaged Major Belize of JIOC at around 4:33 a.m. and then Major Belize responded at around 4:35 a.m. by saying, "Great help, brethren, thanks." At this point, the specific purpose of the helicopter in the mission had been served, and it was expected that the helicopter would return to base. Of note as well is that when Major Belize sent that last text message to Major Ramirez, a WhatsApp message by phone, the usual 2 ticks that you would see when you send a WhatsApp message to indicate that the other person has received it, and for some people who don't have their private WhatsApp messaging thing turned on kind of thing, it would turn blue or green to indicate that the person received it and has read it. Sometimes when you send a message, you see only 1 tick, which means that the person did not receive it at all, much less read it. That last text that Major Belize sends to Major Ramirez that says, "Great help, brethren, thanks," only had 1 tick, indicating that in normal circumstances then, Major Ramirez did not receive that WhatsApp message. That 4:33 a.m. message from Major Ramirez was the last communication from him. On February 28, 2020, after a search and rescue operation, the destroyed helicopter was sighted at 10:04 a.m. The initial rescue team arrived at 11:06 a.m. to the scene, and by 1:46 p.m., all 4 members of the helicopter team were recovered and pronounced dead by the medical officer on the scene. Once the news of this tragic incident became known, the Hondurans, Mexicans, Americans, and the British immediately offered their assistance, and the Hondurans arrived in Belize on the same day, February 28, and they stayed with us from then until they left Belize, March 6, with a report that I will now produce and distribute for the public, and it speaks for itself, along with the ballistics report from our ballistics department in the forensics lab.